Hello, everybody, and welcome to one of the world's most beautiful islands, the cliffside paradise of Santorini, Greece. This place is usually reserved for star-struck honeymooners and aspiring photographers, but today it has been invaded by 18 of the top free running practitioners in the entire world. The idyllic rooftops here and the landscape will once again play host to the Red Bull Art of Motion, the premier free running event in the entire world. My name is Andy Bell, and I'm lucky enough to be joining you again live from the Sunrocks Hotel, perched high above the Aegean Sea here. Not a bad spot. One more thing, I am stoked to have joining me in the booth today, world-class free runner and innovator, Jason Paul. Jason, welcome. I know everybody. You know all these guys personally, professionally. You've even won this event a couple times. How do you feel to be down here joining me?
Man, I've been to several out of motions all around. Pleasure to come to an amazing location, especially Santorini, the most iconic so far.
And what do you think these guys are going to have to bring to bring home the title of today?
It's a combination of a lot of things. I mean, it's such a long course, so one of the biggest challenges is making it all the way to the end without losing your steam.
Well, we're going to see, and we're talking about steam. It's a little hot out here today. Let's go check out these athletes and the start list. Good. Such an amazing event here. Look at the landscapes. We're checking out some of the cruise ships down there. And speaking of the top 18 in the world, look at this start list. I mean, who do you pick out of this, these top 9 right here? Who do you pick out of here as like some of your favorites?
Oh man, it's amazing because it's such a variety. There's a bunch of old guys who have been around for few out motions and proven their worth. Newcomers as well.
Yeah, I see there you see number 16, Pasha Petkins. The last 2 times we've been in Santorini, he's won here with some newcomers like Jesse LaFleur. You were telling me a lot about him yesterday, how he's really stepped up his game. Johan Leroux coming last year, he really had a great showing out here.
You got people like Bart as well.
Yeah, big newcomer here.
Amazing online qualifier video. Corey DeMeyers also from the US. They've been stepping up their competition game a lot lately. A lot of Americans coming over to Europe to compete.
Well, just so you know how everyone got here, we took 6 people from the top of last year's competition. We brought another 6 from online qualifier videos that you can see at Red Bull Art of Motion. And then we took another 5 from an on-site qualifier, 1 Greek wild card, and here we are. Right here, starting off, number 1, Erica Madrid. Yes. Not really the place you want to be, being number 1 out of the gate.
Yeah, being one of the first ones to do your run is really scary. So Erica and Lewis walking in right here have to be really nervous right now.
Vinny, another newcomer to this event.
Yes.
I think he's pretty stoked, right?
Yeah, he's kind of a quiet guy, but then
himself here, you were saying, Bart.
Yeah, he thinks he's a rock star. You'll have a look at his moves. You'll see it come through.
He is a rock star. I saw his video online. Pretty crazy.
This is one of the Greek guys. He did a really good on-site qualifier and made it in.
It's always nice to have some local talent joining us here.
That's blue. This is Bite. His special talent is to jump really high and land on his back. He calls it a dive roll. It looks deadly.
It looks deadly. Well, at least he's got the muscles to kind of hold up to it. Because I saw him earlier. He's a big boy. Best trick winner from last year. That was a gnarly, what was it, a one-handed double Kong?
Yeah, exactly. He came over the arch you can see in the backdrop. And he's been sizing up and practicing another sick trick on that arch. I'm excited if he makes it.
Marcus, number 2 last year. He just seems like he's always kind of there for the win.
He's been in all out of motion so far, so he has a lot of experience.
Here's our second female competitor, Alexandra, coming from Russia. We saw her online video. She really threw down. It's some really kind of cool groundwork that she threw in her video.
Like Pamela and Alexandra both have a gymnastics background, and it's interesting to see how more and more they move away from that free running style to it. Here we go, Johan. 1 free major competition so far. That's true. He always podiums. He's always up there with some really big jumps.
Well, and he's going to come in with a little bit of knowledge of this course that he got from last year competing. So I think that's really probably going to help them.
It's actually a double-sided sword because on one hand, you know the course, but on the other hand, you had to come up with 4 runs to do here already.
That's very true. Here's your boy Jesse. Got married 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, that hasn't slowed him down because he's really a lot of stuff you were telling me yesterday.
Yeah, he does like weird tricks, jumping off his knees, weird cross leg twists and spins. He's amazing.
And Stas, his online qualifier video, wow, he threw down.
Yeah, that blew everybody away. This is Luke. He's actually staying in a room with me, and he's a super quiet guy. But on site, he did some super clean tricks. Oh.
Pasha taking some pictures as he comes out. This is the last 2-in-a-row champion. He is basically the Santorini kid. No one's been able to touch him.
Yeah, he's the only one to win Santorini. He's definitely the best bet to go for this year. It's going to be exciting to find his new way he figured out.
And Corey coming back for a second year. He's going to be having a good time out here.
First time, well, both times he got first in the on-site qualifier, so I'm excited to see him. That was Daniel, another local from Greece.
And here we go, getting into the judges. Head judge, Patrick.
Yeah, he's overviewing all of the judges.
Tim Sheaf, I mean, definitely one of the originators, one of the original guys of free running parkour, and you know, look at him looking all slim due to his vegetarian ways these days.
He's really spiritual about it.
Sergio going to be doing flow.
Yeah.
How does flow exactly work in your mind?
Flow is a lot about connecting your moves instead of just moves and finding interesting lines down the course.
And then we see Anand here with execution.
Yeah, he's a cheap Asian labor coming in. He's from my team.
Yeah, he's from your team. Yeah, he's going to be there for execution.
This guy doesn't look like he should be a judge. Is that judge behavior?
Victor down there, one of the original guys from Team Tempest.
Yeah, he's really old school. He got into free running when he...
Santorini 2013, third year in a row. We're bringing it. Always beautiful ocean,
right, here we go. Things are getting warmed up. The crowd is getting fired up out there. Just take a look at where we are and where this competition is being held. Speaking of where we are, taking a look at the start list here, there's going to be 3 names. I know you're sitting at home if you're a free running expert and wondering where these people are. Mr. Ryan Doyle, he's actually here sitting pretty near to us, but he's just coming off an injury. He just had a screw removed from his leg from a previous surgery. Lucy Romberg, she's actually in Hollywood working on a big movie, Transformers, yeah. Jason. So, you know, she wasn't able to come. And then yourself, Jason.
Yeah, I was on a bunch of video projects this year, so I wanted to focus on the video side of free running and decided I'll come back next year and be a little bit more ready for the comp.
Well, I'm sure if you've just been concentrated on that, that means you've been progressing a lot within yourself, and maybe not on the competition level, but I don't want to be one of these guys when you come back fired up next year. I don't want to see what you do to them after, you know, a very solid 3rd place here last year. So, you know, I think you're giving them a nice break here by taking a year off and hanging out with me in the booth.
Oh, it's really fun to actually be here and watch the course, because when you compete, you don't get to see most of the runs because you're up there going through your run, you're super nervous. And when you're down here, you don't see much of the track either, so it's really nice to just watch it.
Yeah, you get to check it out. So everybody out there, predict the winner and win a bunch of great Red Bull Art of Motion goodies. Use the hashtag Art of Motion and tweet the name of the athlete that you think is going to win. If you're right, you're going to take home some goodies. I'm going to get on my Twitter right now and try and win this thing. Although I don't know. Who do you think's got this? The competition is stacked.
Yeah, like there's a lot of people who are known to do good runs like Johan or Marcus, but then the newcomers are so amazing, and some of the stuff practice was crazy.
Well, it's just like any sport these days, not that free running is a sport. I know that that's definitely something that's kind of touchy to talk about, but any kind of type of competition that the young kids, I mean, you guys are all young, but now this new generation of kids is coming in. They've been watching you guys on YouTube for the last, 5, 8 years. And they grow up thinking that what you guys were doing is normal. And so they start there as a baseline, it seems, and then they really accelerate from there.
Yeah, that's exactly how it works. Some of these kids, I mean, like Bart, he basically lived in the forest for most of his life, and he comes out of nowhere, and it's just amazing. I mean,
do they have internet in the forest?
I don't know. He had to hear about free running somehow.
Yeah, I mean, but he comes out basically, like you said, out of nowhere. And then Stas, same thing, I mean, it seems like he's kind of Pasha's boy and maybe kind of trains with him a little bit and kind of has a bit of that style. But when we sit and watch his video on the Art of Motion site, I was blown away at some of the stuff. His opening trick was jaw-dropping to me.
Yeah, it was a massive one-hand ginger flip, super crazy.
All right. Well, Erica Madrid has the unlucky draw of going first on this course. I spoke with her a little earlier, and she said her nerves were really getting her the last couple days, and she always wonders, why did I come here? Why did I come to compete? And then, you know what? You always have those nerves, and then all of a sudden the buzzer goes, the nerves stop, the adrenaline carries you through. So Erica looks stoked and ready. She was here last year. She did well, and I don't know. What do you think we're going to see out of her?
She has a gymnast background, so I expect everything to be really clean. And starting off with a wall front, that's pretty crazy because it's not an easy trick and not many girls do that one.
Wow, she's got some pretty crazy leggings on here, too. You see all those, like...
Definitely showing off her muscles.
Yeah, leg muscles going through, front flipping down off the archway.
She's done several number of tricks already, and she's not far down the course. Let's see if she keeps energy up all the way.
Well, I know in this heat, it's got to be difficult because we're sweating to death sitting here in our announcer's booth as we see her kind of getting ready for something big. Whoa.
That was crazy. She did like I've never seen that trick before. She flipped inward off the wall with her hands. That's pretty crazy.
Now, I know in checking out her bio, I know the inward flying lâché is one of her favorites, but that was kind of like an inward flying hand plant off of, a 4-foot ledge. So Erica looks like she's slowing down a little bit, getting ready for must be a pretty big
This is where
up.
She did a big trick last year, so I think she's sizing up something. See what happens.
Whoa.
Yes.
Yes. Beautiful.
That was a front flip with a full twist. And it's really hard to orientate yourself in this course mid-air because all the walls are white and reflecting in your face.
Oh, I like that. Take a minute to wave to the crowd.
Oh,
Nice.
that's cool. She's still sticking her landings quite clean, and even all the way down the track is still doing some difficult tricks.
Well, each competitor is going to have 90 seconds on course to finish all the way. She says, I am done. And pretty impressive run
Yes.
coming out of the gate for Erica. I know she had those nerves pumping. It's always tough to warm the judges up. They're coming in cold too. Not only the athletes cold, the judges are cold. So it's always, no matter what judge sport you're in, it always sucks to be the first person. But hey, someone's got to do it. I think she did a great job out there.
Yeah, she had an amazing run. She had a lot of tricks, actually. It took her a while to come down the course.
Well, let's try and talk through what do we got going on here.
That's just sitting backflip, just falling backwards. Some more or less, well, I wouldn't say easy moves, but they're nice and creative for her style. I don't think many people are going to do that.
Nice and flowing.
Exactly, especially using the arch in a nice way. And she actually never stops. She's doing move after move after move. And here you see like the highlight of her move, of her run, clipped her foot
and
a
she
little
just caught
bit.
her foot there a little bit. Otherwise, she had that.
That's an amazingly difficult trick because you have to be on point. You have to be perfectly accurate. Same with
And there,
this
that
move.
was one of the biggest moves of the run for sure.
Exactly. You can really see her gymnastics coming through in that because not many people have the control to do those kind of twists.
Well, as we get a look down at our judges here, they're checking out the slow motion replays, tabulating their scores. The 4 different categories, actually, it plays out really nicely because it's not like all 4 are looking at overall. Each one of them are looking at one piece of what they were doing out there. So where one person may have an easier time with maybe difficulty, you know, maybe their flow isn't as good, and vice versa.
Exactly. 291 points.
It's not a bad score.
It's not a bad first score because for the judges, they try to place you kind of in the middle with your first run.
Yeah, so that's solid. I mean, not sure how high we're going to get up here today, but look at the crowd that showed up here. It was pretty fun to walk around earlier and just have all the tourists saying, hey, do you know what's going on here? Do you know what's happening?
There's a really nice vibe. There's people scattered all across these rooftops here. It's beautiful. Lewis, he made finals last year, and he's got some solid, difficult tricks.
And
He got his appendix removed recently, so
Did he?
he's got a little bit of
Oh,
pain.
wow. Well, they're seeing a lot of speed out of him right off the top.
Yeah, he's like, that took Erica at least 3 times as long to get where he is now.
Yeah, he's really charging. A nice front flip.
That might give him a lot of flow points, but he's not doing as much tricks, which takes away from his difficulty.
Well, hopefully we can find a couple places here to maybe finish off with 1 or 2 big ones. You can tell he's running out of steam a little bit here at the bottom. This heat is absolutely incredible. To try and have to compete, they've been out here for the last couple of days practicing and training. It really sucks the life out of you, the energy out of you.
Exactly. You have to actually be really smart about how you practice, how much effort you put into your practice, because you want to be as fresh as possible for the competition.
Just walking up and down the stairs here for me has been has been a little tiring. Never mind.
Just going to get a coffee and I'm out of steam already.
Exactly. Never mind trying to do a one-handed double Kong over the archway. Well, let's break down Lewis's run here a little bit. Nice like side flip starting off.
Exactly. Really clean cork. That was nice. Shimmies down. He really beasted through this area. I don't know if that was a slip. I didn't think he meant to put his foot down.
Yeah, it felt like a little bit of a slip there on the Kong down.
A lot of full twists in here, which will take away a little bit of his variety. Let's see. I think he definitely has more if he gets into the finals. I hope he didn't play a little bit too low.
Yeah, he didn't look extremely stoked at the bottom. He's like, he kind of had the look on his face like, oh, I hope that was enough because, you know, you don't want to show all your moves right now in your first run, but then you also have to do enough to get into the top 8
exactly,
to try and make it through finals.
It's kind of a gamble. It's kind of a gamble because if you have tricks saved up and you don't make it into the finals, that's people throwing their gang signs and thing coming up in the community.
Look at everyone.
Tempest shirt in the crowd. It's one of the teams represented here by Corey and Jesse. So there's some fans around for sure.
Well, Santorini is becoming a little bit of a the spot for free running. It's pretty awesome. And wow, 401.
3401.
401. That's pretty solid.
Oh, sick.
Wow. Like, wow, for what didn't seem like a perfect run, that seems like a very...
Yeah, that's really interesting. I'm excited to see how the judges will, because that was such a big difference between his run and Erica's. She had a lot more tricks, but was a lot slower. So
obviously they're rewarding maybe speed a little bit here too.
Yeah. That's Vinny. I didn't see him practice that much, but he starts out with a gainer full, which is a really hard trick off that height.
Not a bad way to start here. He's going so fast, even our cameraman can't keep up. Wow, he's picking a very, very kind of off line here compared to a lot of the previous competitors.
Yeah, this is one of the hardest lines to choose because everything is so tight, so you have to be really precise in all your
that
tricks.
was a big precision across the archway there. Oh, and then he gets into
nice
the bars. That's nice.
That was the first person to use the bar. Really hard by the end of the run to land precise on that rail and flow straight into a bar combo. That was really nice.
Well, I think the only problem we're going to see with that run is, unfortunately, the judges have to judge off the monitor. And because he took such a crazy line, the cameraman didn't quite keep up with him. And now the judges, if he did something very difficult off camera, it's going to be hard for the judges to judge that, unfortunately for him, because that was a great run.
Yeah,
and it was very nice to see him go completely offline of the other two, use the bars.
That's something that's definitely getting rewarded by the judges as well. It's not just about like taking a creative line and a route nobody else takes. Definitely adds to your creativity.
Well, it's an
points.
entire score, so it's pretty awesome.
Exactly. He was clean throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, look at that.
See a lot of athletes put in because that's when they still, and he managed to still have power at the bar section, which is pretty impressive. Here we got to help the judges.
Yeah, this will help the judges for sure. Nice little precision to front flip.
Slowing down. That's a bar precision there.
That was nice. That's a big gap to be precision into a bar.
It's definitely scary as well because a second to size up one of the jumpers.
Yeah, and you're tired, you're sweating, you're dripping. I mean, joke right there.
Exactly. You can see the judges are having.
Well, I mean, not being able to see possibly a couple of the moves until the replay, that hopefully will help them. And being a judge is a tough job. We've got the easy job here. We just everybody and
exactly. That's if we're rude to them.
Maybe say their name wrong or something.
Bad's gonna happen.
Call one of their tricks wrong, which isn't that hard for me. Oh, Vinny, 412, moving into the
score so far.
I don't know if this is the great weather.
Oh shit! Here's the rock star. Best hair of the competition, he says. He should.
I don't know. Him and I need to have we might have to have a hair off because I don't know if I could give him that title without a fight.
Yeah, I heard he's trying to get a Schwarzkopf sponsorship or maybe Head and Shoulders to come in. So if you're watching this, give him a shout.
Whoa.
Starts off with a little stumble there. Grabbing his leg. Grabs is something that I'm really new to free running and slowly coming in.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that in a lot of the training that people are really kind of getting into the grabs. What has he got here?
Precisioning down to the arch.
Wow.
Tries
to
dive
precision. Wow. Oh, a little dance step in there. Oh, huge side flip over the chimney there.
That was massive.
The height on that was incredible.
Damn, he has to jump off such a tiny ledge as well. It's really, really hard to get your foot placement right.
Nice big
dive roll through the tiny window. That's definitely a scary jump.
That was really cool. And now, nice cork, but watching his video. Oh. Ooh. Watching his submission video, he was big into the huge front flip precisions. He was launching off massive stuff.
Yeah, like big front flips and corks are definitely some of Bart's highlight moves. I don't know if he's happy how he connected all the tricks. There were a few stumbles.
There was definitely two in there. Some big moves.
often the choice you have to make. You have to choose between being safe and connecting it well, or doing the more typical trick.
Well, we're going to see what the judges think. Luckily, we just have to talk about it. We leave the hard work to them. We're just going to kick back and oil ourselves up in the sun here.
Exactly. We're just getting a nice tan.
We get a nice tan out here in the sweat box.
Watching all the guys working.
They are working hard. Well, it was me sitting down here last year, so you earned this.
I hope so.
Little vacation.
So. Yeah, it is.
You know,
really.
Working hard on being a movie star is tough, you know. So
yeah, it's really not easy what we're doing here. We should get the true credit, I think. Free running is easy, talking is hard.
Yeah, exactly. It's so dangerous here. All these papers could get paper cut. I mean, this is the real dangerous stuff.
Definitely. See, the judges are really taking their time.
Yeah, that's tough because maybe he had bigger moves than Vinny, but he had less stumbles. So where does that kind of play into the math? And as each judge, they don't know what the other judge is judging and where they're placing them, so they don't know if they're playing, you know, they may be placing them in the lead and someone else may be placing them last.
Yeah, that's why we have Patrick here, thank God. He's the head judge, so he's kind of watching over all the scores, and if the judges are too off with their judging, he'll try and correct it a little bit.
Try and correct it. All right, here, let's talk through a few of these moves that
That's
Mark
nice.
gave us.
Twisting different angles, 360ing into a full twist the other side.
And that
One of his
huge
highlight
side
tricks for
flip.
sure.
That was unbelievable. The height he popped off that.
He's got some amazing jump. Cork, one of his really good tricks.
And we saw him actually land that trick in practice.
Yeah, actually
and
the first time he did it in practice, he clipped his feet. And I
Yeah.
asked him, are you really sure? You'll be really tired by the end of your run. And he'll say, I'll go for it. I'll see how I feel. And that's often how you have to judge. You have to judge within a second if
Yeah,
you're going to do the trick or a
exactly.
different one.
Well, it was enough. He moves into first. 3 points
That's amazing.
over Vinny. So
Yeah.
404. Now the gaps are starting to tighten up. We saw a pretty big gap at the beginning. And here we go, the local boy, Demetrius.
The crowd's going crazy.
Yeah, they're loving this. It's so great to have local talent in these competitions.
Yeah, definitely. And there's freerunning is growing so much. So wherever you'd hold a competition, there's almost everybody. There's a local who's got legit skills, who's
Well, that's
got
the
some
best thing
unique
about
style.
free running is you don't need any equipment. It's your feet, your shoes. You don't even need shoes if you don't want them.
Yeah, you can
And
go
you
naked.
Go barefoot. Whoa!
Whoa. That was a 360 spin, and then he adds a front flip to it.
That was massive. Absolutely massive.
Doing some nice tricking influenced moves right there. He's got a really clean style.
Yeah, he's got great flow going already. And precision to side flip.
Definitely. These are the
Whoa.
lines. Oh,
Kind of like
that's
that-
a lazy gainer.
that's like a palm gainer there
Yeah,
or
because
something.
you attempt to vault over the rail,
Yeah.
but then you go into a gainer. It's a
Wow.
really scary move.
So far, obviously the best applause so far. He is the local boy, but that was a very nice, smooth, flowy, and creative run. I think the judges are going to reward this. I didn't see one single stumble the whole time.
He definitely ticked all the boxes. That was amazing. And it's nice to see the locals step up their game. It's amazing. The only thing I think he might not have enough tricks, but he definitely got bonus in all other categories.
Wow.
That's definitely difficulty right there.
So that was a 360 spin into a front flip.
Exactly.
God. That was a lot.
Boom. That's a
Now-
nice way he initiates the twist as well, and he flows out of it so beautiful.
Really flowed nicely. I am not an expert, but I have a feeling we may see him up at the top of the board right now.
I'm excited to see how the
Yeah.
judges rate this.
I mean, for you personally, what do you feel? Do you feel like he had enough big stuff to overtake Bart with his stumbles?
I think he will get really close because I know the judges reward people that are really clean and that don't stumble and are sure in what they're doing. They're
Well,
really looking out for that.
I think we're very close.
Oh shit, they're having fun time down there as well. They got
Yeah,
some
it
gherkins
doesn't
going
look
on.
too tough.
Vegetarian
is-
Tim decked them out.
361. Unbelievable. His first worldwide competition, as you see in the graphic, and he annihilated two huge guys in this competition. He didn't just beat them, he spanked them.
That's where you see where it really pays off to be clean and safe.
Well, he was so clean. He did pull some pretty big maneuvers. That
Yes.
that 360 to front flip was massive. And
Oh,
now
shit.
I want to see some of these big dive rolls you were telling me about here.
Yeah, but he has solid bar work, so we'll see if he makes it down to the bars and still got energy to bust out some tricks.
Well, he's really
He's sprinting down that course.
taking, and he's a big dude. I mean, he is a big, muscly dude. So the fact that he can move so smoothly is impressive. Wow.
Boom. Yeah, that's how fast did he go to the bars and he still managed to fit in so many tricks. Here you see his bar set. One of his giant and switches the bar midair. That's really difficult.
And I mean, he just generated so much power from the first swing, gets up and over, and then switches 90 degrees to the other set of bars. That was impressive.
That's really amazing.
He's not messing around. Look
Yeah,
at that face.
He is serious.
He's
He is
very serious. You don't want to mess with that guy, it doesn't
Yeah.
look like.
If I'd see him in a dark alley at night, I'd get scared.
Yeah, I'd run.
But then, he's such a nice guy when you meet him. He's one of the humblest people.
Well, that was very
yeah.
impressive. Big dive rolls you were telling me about. Hopefully we see him again in the finals.
I hope, or maybe I don't hope he'll go to the finals because he does some crazy dive rolls. It's painful to watch. This is really interesting because he did so many tricks.
He did. Now let's break this down.
Wall spin on
Wall
the
spin.
arch. Straight into row. You see how he doesn't break for a second.
No, just
Like even here, he had a little stumble, but he just went on going
kind of
straight
rolled right
away.
into it.
Yeah.
That was nice, laying down on the wall and flipping off of it.
That's a scary trick because
Yeah.
you can't get away from the wall. You can't jump, so you have to be close to the wall with your head midair. You see that? Oh,
Now the only thing that I can even pick out personally out of that is he got slowly and bars maybe
Yeah.
versus what we saw earlier with the precision over to the fire bar. So, I mean, I know the judges, 432.
that puts him in place number 2, right?
Yeah, number 2 there. But I think a precision over to the far bar may have really helped his score there because I'm guessing that the judges don't, after they've already seen someone do that big precision, they don't want to really see someone do the butt
normal
scoot.
entry. Yeah,
the
yeah,
butt
yeah.
scoot down. But other than that, an amazing run, rewarded with 2nd place.
Yes. Oh shit. The next one is he going already? Or is he? I think I've seen somebody jumping around up at the course. He's probably still practicing.
All right, well, we are through the top 9 here already. So that's pretty fast already.
This guy's going right now.
Yeah. Wow. I don't actually.
Little mess up with the camera here. Zulov, he got a strong breakdancing influence.
Yeah, and this is our best tricker from last year's competition with the one-handed double Kong, which was absolutely. I don't even know what to.
Took that.
I don't
really
know how
soft.
he is. I'm not sure.
athletes especially, even if they mess up a trick, they always got a really nice way to flow out of the trick, which sometimes makes it hard for the judges to spot if that was actually a trick or a mess up.
It's hard, especially without the slow motion that we just got. Luckily, you can talk us through it, but when you're rolling that fast, he was attacking.
Yes. The audience seems to enjoy the event. I definitely am. See the score.
Absolutely. So 400. It's athlete number 7. That puts him, if my math is right, I haven't seen the rundown, but I think is at maybe 4th. I think we got to.
That puts him in a really dangerous spot.
I think 4th, but there's still, 12 guys to go or something like that. So it's not the best place, and some of the top guys.
Especially Marcus right here. He's podiumed last year. He was 2nd. Inward side. This course is really, really dangerous because, as you said, it's all concrete. Even the slightest fall or mess up can really hurt you.
Well, these guys are just making it look so easy, and unfortunately for everyone at home, TV makes this look easy, but the gap in these walls and the height of these walls, I mean, these are rooftops of houses, people.
Yeah,
like that's the roof of a house right there. They just like launching off.
That's a 1-story drop. If you just imagine jumping off your garage, out for a week, and they do that like 10 times in one run.
Yeah, it's nothing. And add a front flip 360 in there or something.
Little stumble towards the end. He's done.
And he says he's done. Well, he had the speed. He had that nice creative line. We're going to have to check back in the slow motions to see if he had the big tricks that we were kind of expecting out of him.
Yes.
For a 2nd place guy from last year. But overall, maybe a stumble or two, but nothing too apparent.
He had some tricks I didn't see him do last year. I'm excited to see the slow-mo and actually understand some of the stuff he's doing.
It happens so fast, it's really hard to break it down, especially for a novice like myself. So talk us through some of this stuff here.
Well, that's walking down the stairs. A pretty basic move.
Hey, I do that usually.
Dive roll. We've seen Bart try a similar dive roll
That's
before.
like a 12-foot gap there. He just dive rolls apart.
Yes, it's really scary. That's like a deja vu grab. As I said, the grabs are really coming in right now. It's fun to watch. Webster's down here and really flowing down that section. As I said, 1-story drop down. And this was one of his nicer sections coming up right here.
Kind of like that, using the stairwell an opposite direction was kind of nice.
That was a trick I've never seen before. He kind of flipped over that rail and kicked off the wall before.
Yeah, I wish we could actually slow that down and back it off again a little bit.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm excited to see what the judges say about that.
Yeah, that's a tough one, right? Because it was very different than what everyone else has thrown down so far.
It's maybe hard to spot for people that are new to the sport, but there's so many different styles to this. You have people coming from breakdancing, from gymnastics, from being gamer kids and nerds. It's really crazy what these people bring to the board.
Yeah, well, the judges weren't that fond of that run with a 398, unfortunately, for Marcus. So that's going to be really, really tough for him to stay within that top 8 to make the finals, unfortunately.
Exactly. I think a few more people are gambling to have easier runs and make it just into the lower ranks of the finals. But then if somebody decides to just step it up, that makes it really hard for you to go through.
All right, well, Alexandra about to start off. Nice little Webster there.
Yes.
Starting off, and, she came through the online submission videos, which I suggest everybody goes watches at redbullartomotion.com because they were so amazing. Everybody, not just the 6 that got in.
Yes, there's definitely some ridiculous submissions, and as you can tell, there's not many girls in this sport, and she really shines as well. She's amazing.
She really does. Well, yeah, I love that. And definitely, as you were saying earlier, there's a few tricks that maybe the girls bring out like that might not be much of a trick that a man would look good doing. But wow, that was serious.
That was a pimp flip. That was amazing.
Pimp flip. Alexandra, she is a pimp.
So
wow. Finished it off nice.
Very
that was
graceful.
very solid. Very solid run. That pimp flip was incredible.
That's really hard. Like, what I recommend a lot of athletes when we work through their run is to have big trick in the beginning and a big trick to finish it off as well, so you leave with a good impression. And she definitely owned that with the pimp flip right at the end.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. She looks happy. High fives all around. Checking to make sure. Let's walk through this a little bit.
Replay here, nice pike front flip, beautiful form. It's hard for guys to get that because they're not as flexible most of the time.
I like how she kept the flow going.
Yeah, she's definitely flowing down these rooftops, really, really graceful. And that's how I see free running progressing for women as well, just to have really graceful, beautiful movements. Stuff like this would look kind of weird when a guy does it, but women really can pull it off. That's definitely the ending highlight there, pimp flip, really amazing.
Well, we're gonna see what the judges think right here of Alexandra, but we're fans. We liked it.
How's it going? How is for you, Jason?
It's fun.
But you a bit faster or later? You go timing.
I'm like the expert. I talk a lot about the moves and the tricks.
All right, a 378 coming in for Alexandra. We've walked out of our booth to the sea of the competitors. Everyone's hanging out, watching on the TVs. And we have run in to Mr. Ryan Doyle. Ryan, I know you're sitting here watching right now, probably not exactly what you want to be doing, unfortunately. I know you want to be up there competing, but, you know, a few things going on. You're just recovering from an injury. I saw the picture of what happened. Tell us what happened.
Well, it wasn't an injury. It was I had a screw removed that has been in my leg for 6 years from the very first artery motion when I broke my leg. And since then they've been taking more and more out. And they took this one out, and the doctor said no high impacts. I was like, oh man, I got a tournament. No high impacts. Like doctor's orders. But I'm still here supporting the event. I got some good flips with training with the guys, and I just love doing it. You know, just here to support them. This is I found the island. I feel so. There's all this madness. I might
right, here we go. We're going to take a look at where the first 9 sit. And the local boy, the Greek native Demetrius, he is up top with 451 and a pretty substantial lead right now. I mean, I don't think walking into this, Jason, that you and I would have maybe guessed that in the first 9 with the names in there that he would be leading.
I wouldn't have predicted that in any way. Normally it's really hard for somebody competing the first time to get a good score because you are so nervous, you want to play it safe and hold back. So big props for him to like judging everything right and making it
It's
through.
amazing. Well, he's guaranteed to make it into the final now. And Pamela Forrester, she is ready up top. Wow, just walking out of the booth for a second into the sun reminded us of how hot it is out there. It is cooking. I don't know how these guys are competing at the level they are.
It's the middle of the day, the sun is burning down. Makes you sweat. And then the sun is reflecting off the walls in the athlete's eyes. Trying to judge where you are, and that is really hard with all these reflections in your eyes.
Well, as you were saying, yeah, with everything painted white, it's really difficult to have the depth perception because there's no very white, basically. So these guys are really dealing with the sun reflecting off. They can't wear sunglasses because they're flipping all around. So, you know, as we see Pamela bringing in probably a little bit of her gymnastics background, a little pommel horse in there.
Very clean and safe, really graceful as well.
Yeah, she looks great. She looks very, very smooth and flowing right now.
Yeah, she actually looks like she's enjoying herself. Probably
Yeah.
not, because it's really hot. But it looks like it. Finishing off one of the bottom platforms, goes back up. That's a trick we've seen Erica doing before.
Yeah, and
Nice
she's
finish.
stoked. We like to see that when she gets to the bottom. She's pumped, a little bit of a fist pump. You know, not only does that pump you up, but it kind of lets the judges know too, hey, I claimed that, and it throws that last little bit into the judges' heads that like, hey, I did what I came to do, I'm pumped on it, and you better recognize.
Exactly. If you come down and you look sad, nobody wants to see that. You want to be happy. You're doing
No.
what you love.
Yeah.
So that's the
Yeah,
vibe this
she's
event
happy.
should have, and she's giving it off 100%.
Well, let's take a look back at some slow-mos here.
Super clean cork. I bet she's been working on them for a while because
That was
that's
very
solid.
clean and nice. That's a difficult trick.
Definitely, it is one of the harder moves, and not many people, especially not many girls, have the power to claim that trick and to do it on concrete as well. Sliding
Nice little
down.
stylish slide down.
Yeah, this architecture here is crazy. There's how good he does now.
Well, now he doesn't have that pressure of beating you.
It's really hard to have competed here 4 times and not repeat yourself. We'll see what he's going to do. Oh, decided to go back up right there.
He says, hey, I'm going to go back up. Wow, he's still back on the starting blocks. He's done like 10 tricks already.
That's
He'll
actually
be tired by the time he gets down.
Definitely, but he's one of these guys. He's got infinite energy. I've been touring the US with him for like 10 days, and he's been going hard every day, where I'm just sitting and resting. There he goes. He's not even a third down the course and he's still busting out.
He's still busting out big moves there.
He has a nice variety of big flips and some nice flowy combinations as well.
A nice big precision down onto the railing. He's like, oh no, back off the railing. What's he got? Oh.
This is one of the nicer platforms to launch off. So this area is right in the middle of the course. I think we'll see a lot of athletes bust some nice tricks there later
nice. I thought he might be setting up for a pimp flip there, but nice little Webster down, and he says, I'm done. That was a lot going on.
Most
in that
people
90 seconds.
have problems making it down and having tricks all the way. He actually decided to go back up midway. That takes some balls.
Doesn't even look as tired as some back down.
Yeah, as I said, he's got infinite energy. He's crazy. He's like a chip.
Break down a little.
A little stumble, which will cost him some points, but he keeps flowing on, which is really impressive.
Camera operators better watch out. They're going to get capoeiraed in the face.
Yeah, it's really hard for them because sometimes they don't know where they're going to end up with their trick, and then the cameraman has to keep a safe distance. I've personally kicked some lenses off cameras before as well.
Well, you don't know. It's tough because you're just moving in the moment. You're not landing exactly where you wanted to land, but you have to keep the flow going. So.
Exactly. You always have a plan. The plan's only good up until you start, and then
until you start, exactly.
You never know what's going to happen.
Like Tyson thing, everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Speaking of getting punched in the face, these judges having a good time down there.
I think Patrick's just there to give them some nice ventilation.
I don't know.
Right now.
Like I said, I'm glad that's them and not us over here, because it's just everyone is so, not only is everyone so good, everyone is so different in their approach. That's what makes this judging this so difficult, because everyone is just completely different. And we see Johan 426. That's a pretty solid score.
That's a really good score. Yeah, it's really interesting because these guys are the best from all around the world, so they have all different kind of backgrounds. They might be from Russia, where they have crazy bars everywhere, or where they go and train difficult tricks in the snow because that gives them soft landing areas in the winter. And where you come from really influences your style as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, speaking of the Russian guys, I heard that they didn't think they were going to get enough practice, so they snuck into the course in the middle of the night last night and did some training on their own.
Yeah, which actually is a lot nicer because it is so hot during the day.
Yeah.
Joel starting off right here. He's got some really big jumps. He's a massive, tall guy, so a lot of jumps he does probably look small on camera, so that's why we need the judges to look at the course with their own eyes before they judge.
Out of a lanky guy.
Yeah, he came in for the on-site qualifier where he did really good, smelling the flowers.
Stopped to smell the flowers on the way down.
Enjoying himself.
Yeah, he's having fun. But I think he's going to have to bust us out a couple big moves here.
So that really looked like he's just walking across these pillars, but that...
Yeah, those are 10 feet apart.
Exactly, that's really, really scary.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's going to be a tough one. Hopefully, I mean, I don't know if he's not expecting to make finals, but trying to do finals in soaking wet tennis shoes.
Might have to go in a towel.
Yeah. But he looked like he was having a blast out there.
I think he's happy now already. He could go home right now and he'd be super happy with his performance and just being here. And that's what it's all about as well. It's just coming here and being part of this event is what's most important for most of the athletes already.
Well, I think it's nice to see the family that you guys, kind of the extended family that you guys have. Everyone just seems to really enjoy each other's company, and everyone from all these different countries. I mean, I think there's 6 different countries represented here. So it's pretty awesome to see everyone just having fun together. As we look back at a few of his big moves here at the start.
Yes, that was a nice pin flip off the chimney. I don't know how many people are going to use it that way. And that's an aerial twist off his knees, which is so hard because you have to go off something that's at least like shoulder height.
Yeah, you can't generate any power out of your legs. That's tough.
Exactly. Here we go again. Boom. That's really it. It takes a lot of confidence to throw that off, and it's not nice for your knees as well.
No.
That way I twist into the pool. That has to feel so nice. I could jump in right now.
I wonder if we could float in there and do this broadcast in the water. That would be so nice right now because it is hot. Everyone's sweating.
Tim right there rocking his Greek steez. Everybody's wearing their team shirts. The judge is really enjoying himself.
No, not Tim. He doesn't look happy. Someone stole his cucumber.
Oh, yeah, vegetarians, they really don't have much energy from all the fruit and vegetables they eat. They need some meat, man.
Tim Livewire Sheaf he's a former world freerunning champion. I mean, these guys are at the top of their game there. And wow, look at that.
456. Wow. That's a solid score.
Yeah, the new leader.
That might surprise him. I think he's the first in the competition. Most of the time you don't think he'll even make finals. Then you don't have a second run plan, and he's soaking wet now.
Yeah, he's soaking wet. Wow. Okay, I'm excited to watch Jesse here. You told me gave me some insider information on him. I talked to him on-site announcement. Kind of told me a couple of things that he's out here today.
That's a conveyor belt front because he slides into it.
I mean, let me know if I'm right. That was a lunar eclipse.
That was I don't know. He gives fancy moves. Sam fancy names everything. That's a sex change to Webster. That grab's cool. Knee side flip, cartwheels.
I'm sitting here with my mouth open right now. What we just saw.
They're marrying their game lately, especially Jesse and Corey, who are in this competition.
Wow. I don't know what to say, but so far, to my uninformed eye, that was the class of the competition. He absolutely, that move at the top, you're going to have to talk us through it, but from what I was explaining, I think it's called the lunar eclipse. Which is
if Jesse told you so, it's a lunar eclipse.
And I don't know if anyone's ever done one of those in competition like this. I've never seen it. And just to put it in perspective, that gap is 10 feet across and 10 feet high.
360 in the air, have to spot a tiny ledge and then cork out of it. That's ridiculous.
That is absolutely...
And even if you make the slightest just an inch off,
that's a 6-inch ledge that he jumped 10 feet over to. That's 10 feet high and arched and painted with slippery paint.
It's crazy. And yeah, for me, I believe that would be one of the high scores so
I think
far.
I agree with you 100%. I think we just saw the trick of the competition too. I think that's going to win the biggest trick.
Like the arch is definitely one of the prime locations for a lot of people to use as well. It's a nice angle. It's a really nice height to do tricks off, and that I've never seen anything like that.
That was absolutely unbelievable. I mean, the arch was the site of where Alexander did the double one-hand gainer last year to win biggest trick of the competition. I think Jesse that shot. I don't know that anyone's going to be able to outdo that move. It was incredible. Everyone down here, all the other competitors, were just like hands up, mouths open, like, what did we just see?
Level stuff. I mean, Jesse, he's really famous.
Whoa!
517.
517.
Boom. There you go, American flag flying high.
Now he's one of the new Tempest members as well, right? New Tempest Pro Team members.
Exactly. He's actually the most subscribed individual freerunner on YouTube, and he's really popular doing tutorials, which he's really good at.
Well, obviously, if you want someone to teach you freerunning, he looks like he's okay at it.
Yeah, just Jesse LaFleur, type it in on YouTube. You'll find a bunch of beginner tutorials just to get you started. It's amazing how you can learn off the internet.
Unbelievable run, but backing up, right, our next competitor, Stas here, his online qualifier video was incredible.
Yes, also
right now. I watched Pasha giving him some advice earlier in the day.
Oh, that was a hanging palm flip. It's super gnarly move. You're just hanging off your fingertips and have to get all the swing off your legs.
Great flow going early.
Yeah, Pasha and him are some of the talents coming out of Latvia, which is For some reason, the prime place for freerunners to come out. It's crazy.
Wow.
Moving down the same area. Oh! Massive dive roll, yeah. Taking Bite's title, maybe.
Wow. Biggest dive roll we've seen so far, maybe that I've ever seen.
Swinging backwards into a backflip. He does a lot of these tricks where you have to kind of...
Wow, we're clapping down here in the booth because that was absolutely incredible. A couple small mistakes, but he went huge.
Yeah, he definitely was his money. He busted out. He had an amazing submission, and I believe he's still holding.
Well, and yes, he's holding back for the finals, and he flowed a lot. He was massively creative in his line. Let's take a look here at some of these slow-mo scene here.
Little nice butt spin. Coming up, some basic moves. And this is a hard trick, which I sadly cut. I would love to see that slow.
Yeah,
here we go.
This is it.
He's only hanging off his fingertips. He can't jump. The only swing is coming off his leg.
Kong to dive roll. That's an 8 to 10 foot drop there. Straight to a concrete roof.
You have to be so precise. You have to know exactly when to tense up and when to relax for these tricks.
And
it's really...
Wow, and the girls are getting hot up there.
Yeah. The winner might get a go. Good motivation, maybe.
Good
a lot of
motivation
girls watching
here. Oh, look at the fans are just flocking over here, wondering what the heck is going on. Well, we know what it is. It's Red Bull Art of Motion taking over the entire island of Santorini again. It's
literally, you walk into any cafe here in Santorini, and they'll be like, "Oh, you're here for the freerunning event." That's crazy. Everybody knows it on this island. It's so grown onto it. He's a vegetarian, so maybe Tim gives him a good sore. In his qualifier, he had a lot of basic moves, but they were all super.
Dude, right there, right off the start. This kid's got springs in his feet, it looks like.
And for the judges, it's really. They reward the athletes a lot for being really clean and safe in their moves.
So far, very, very clean. Linking together tricks we've seen, but he's linking them all together.
Coming down here, moving in one of the most popular areas of the comp, but taking a different line.
Yeah, I like his new choice in line there.
Still clean. He looks like he just started. He's got so much energy left. He just had... Oh.
Nice. Nice solid run there. I think we should see him into the 430s or 440s, I think. Just nice and smooth, flowy, creative, look completely different than a lot of the other athletes. So once again, making it difficult on our judges.
That's really, especially if you come in through a qualifier. Like, I never heard of this guy before until he just rocked up to the qualifier and made it in. And it's so nice that this can happen, that surprise people can rock up and just make it.
Starts off nice little front flip there.
Doing a wall spin up. Really to come. It can be really helpful. Choose a line that everybody else is taking. All the crazy tricks thrown down. It's really nice to come down here now, so all the athletes cheer you up when you finish the round. It's a really nice vibe going on.
Well, the judges look pretty relaxed for how difficult this competition has been so far. I'm very impressed that they're not biting all their fingernails off right now, because everybody has been throwing down. 15 free runners down. Don't be sitting there texting. Watch the competition.
Oh, well, she's missing out. She's probably tweeting hashtag Art of Motion.
Hashtag Art of Motion. Yeah, you got it. 419 for Luke. Very solid run.
Solid run. I wonder where that puts him. I'm not sure.
a couple more guys. We got 3 more, and then we're going to find out where everyone falls.
This is going by really fast. It's so fun going down
Yeah,
here.
Right? Just to be sitting down here, you're not stressed out at the top wondering what you're going to throw down. You can just watch all your friends and pick them apart a little bit.
Yeah, it's fun to just talk about them, see them on camera, see their runs, because normally you miss out.
This.
Pasha right here. What's going on with
Fortunately,
him?
well, we knew that Pasha went down hard yesterday, and I think he bruised his heel.
Oh, wow.
And they talked. He thought he might be able to compete today, but I'm guessing that obviously he woke up this morning, talked to him earlier. He just said, hey, I don't feel it. There's no way that I can. Well, this is the 2-time returning champion of this event. So the good news for all the other athletes is the guy that's basically self and you. It's so Pasha Rai hit this course. I mean, he is so good and brings such a level of intensity onto the course that I'm bummed we're not gonna.
When you're between your health, but you want those, it is really not easy to make that decision to step back, and I definitely that.
You have to make that, as he said earlier. He's like, I'm not a robot. I wish I was, but he was limping. I saw him, and it sucks. You know, it's champion can't compete, but he said he'll be back next year. I know you'll be back next year, but that means I'm gonna have to sit here all by myself. So, you do out and just maybe everyone or something.
Yeah, I'll just get
Yeah.
competition every year. Corey DeMaia is another American. He's really keen on bringing the grabs into free running. Grab right there.
Wow, look that Corey is pulling.
What's amazing about him is that he manages to do basic tricks, but he always has a really nice tweak to him. He doesn't just do a side flip, he doesn't just do a back
Yeah,
flip.
he's getting those grabs in there like you were saying, and just really kind of expressing himself, and that should really score well in the creativity. And look at that.
He's down here already. I can see him already.
He's already down here. I didn't even catch. Was that a massive side flip with a grab or something there? That was a big drop. We're going to have to check out the slow motion replay here, but Corey's not messing around. He's not jumping in the pool because I think he thinks that he's going to the finals, and
he's hoping for it. He's been first place in the qualifier, and I hope we get a slow-mo of his first trick.
It was huge.
There we go. That's a backflip with a helix grab. He grabs behind his leg.
Behind his leg. Wow.
That's so hard to coordinate. Imagine you're upside down, you're doing a backflip, and you're trying to reach out for your foot. That's hard.
Well, and also 10 feet high on concrete. It's absolutely unbelievable what he's pulling.
Here we go, across the gap.
But look at that drop. That's a 10-foot drop there.
Yeah, a lot of people compare this sport to gymnastics and the level they're on, but this is really so unique because you have to adapt every time to your environment, and it's always hard surfaces you land on. You can't.
Yeah, and gymnastics is in a controlled environment with the same few pieces of equipment that you always see, and it's padded.
Exactly.
There's no pads out here.
Yeah.
It's concrete and steel and wood, and somehow you guys have figured out how to and make it look easy, which that's the toughest thing about this sport. Is like street skateboarding. It's become so technical and so exactly what's going on and the nuances of versus that foot is there, and you got switch or heel flip versus tray flip versus all these things. It's becoming the same in free running.
Exactly, because when I started, it was all about just jumping the biggest gap, and now there's so many differences. Holy wow, that's an amazing score.
463. I think that's moving into second place.
I'm excited. It's hard for me. I'm bad with numbers, so it's hard for me to keep track of who's where. I'm excited to see the leaderboard and who's going to make it in finals. He probably kicked someone out of finals.
For sure.
We've got the last local boy coming up here. Always messes up the training for others. Okay.
Oh, this is our last guy. This is our last guy before we find out who is going to be making it in.
being the last is really hard as well. You have nobody up there to support you. You really feel like you're by yourself. And thankfully, he got the crowd to support him because he's a local.
Whoa! That was
Damn.
serious. Was that a double cork or what?
That was a double aerial twist.
double aerial
And
twist.
straight
Wow.
out of Webster as well. The only guy we've been seeing do that trick was Joel, and he did it into the pool.
That was massive.
Damn,
Wow.
he's sprinting down that course. That's ridiculous.
Daniel's bringing the heat right now, last guy or not.
He couldn't wait to be down here. Looking at the pool. Oh!
Wow, he's been standing up there cooking. Everybody else is already down here having a nice cold Red Bull or water or something, and he's been up there
He couldn't wait to join the other athletes.
for
He just wanted to be down
for
here.
for the last, what, hour and 15 minutes. He's been standing up top cooking, so he is happy to be up here.
That was it. He was the last athlete to go, right?
That's it. Well, now we're going to get a quick rundown on the leaderboard and see where everybody sits.
If you guys watching at home feel like you know who's going to win, you have a prediction, go to Twitter hashtag out of motion and who you think is going to win to get
Yeah.
a chance to win what.
Yeah, goodies. I don't know
Goodies?
what the goodies are, but I love goodies, don't you?
It's got the word good in it.
Yeah, they got to be good. Let's break down a few of these tricks that
Big
Daniel
precision
does
to
here.
front flip. It's so hard because you have the impact of jumping one story down and you have to launch yourself in another trick. Oh, that has to feel so nice. I'd love to jump
Ah.
that pool right now.
Hey, I'll cover for you if you want to go dive in.
And
quick.
if people who paid attention, that was the first trick he did in his run. Like spinning 2 times upside down in the air. It's incredibly hard. If you're at home right now, stand up, just double twist.
Forget the double twist. Just try and jump over your couch or jump over your coffee table or something at home. Not as easy as these guys are making it look.
Exactly.
Especially add in the 100-degree temperatures, the 3-meter gaps,
Concrete.
concrete, wood.
Being on live TV. Most people can't even talk on live TV. I've had problems to get my
I can't
sentences
either,
together.
so I don't know. At least they got us together down here. Daniel waiting. 450. That should be enough to get him in.
Do we have 2
I
Greeks
think.
in the finals?
We may have 2 Greeks in the finals.
That's amazing.
And that is not rigged because the judges, none of them are Greek. So,
yeah.
you know,
They're from all different
they're
teams
from
as
all
well. yeah.
different countries. Got everyone from all over the place. We get a little look out. This is right behind us here, by the way. So here we go. Jesse LaFleur, only guy making it into the 500s. 2 Americans up top. And rounding it out all the way down. Yep, 2 Greeks.
There's
The
2
final.
Greeks in there. That's amazing. Stas made it to the finals. Joel is up there. That's crazy. And now, even now, you have the top 7. You don't even know who's going to win because maybe
Maybe they were holding, like you said earlier, maybe they're holding back their big tricks for the finals, which obviously didn't do well for Marcus because he unfortunately didn't make it in here.
he's on number 14. He gambled too much.
He
maybe.
gambled by holding on. I mean, that's our number 2 competitor from last year. So obviously, both the level has stepped up here, and you know, maybe he held back a little bit too much. Maybe cruised through a little bit too much because he unfortunately not going to be moving through to the final. And we're going to head up top to Frosty here to check in with a couple of our finalists. That right there, best trick I'm really feeling.
First place right now. I hope he's got something saved up for finals.
I don't know how you go bigger than he went. I mean, he is 60 or 70 points above the second place competitor right now. He came out swinging.
Yeah, that's actually, maybe he went too big. You never know. Everything can change. And even now, even if you make the slightest mistake, that can knock you off the podium right now.
Well, a lot of it's going to depend on their recovery time.
Look at this as well, launching off his shins, hitting the bars. That looks so painful. But he plays it cool. All the non-finalists down here having a fun time, jumping into the pool right now, cooling off.
We see Pamela jumping. We see Pamela enjoying the pool. A couple other competitors diving in. Exactly where we want to be. We get a little look down. Look at this paradise.
For most people, like, it's just amazing to be here. I mean, it's really not cheap to come to this island. It's this amazing prime location. I'm so happy somebody actually found this because I never heard about it before.
Well, I remember seeing pictures of Ryan Doyle here 3 or 4 years ago, and I was just like, wow, this is the spot for free running. I mean, it can't get better than this. Just everywhere you look is an amazing obstacle.
Yeah, exactly. Like the athletes and me, we had a fun time just before the competition. We had some days training here, and we literally just went go and ran across the rooftops, and there's always somewhere to go. There's always the next wall, the next jump. This location is ridiculous, but that also makes it really hard because every wall is unique. Every spot is different, and you have to memorize this massive course.
Well, the course is, as you said, massive. I mean, it's so big out here. There's so many different lines, which is cool because everyone has such a varying style. Each one of these athletes, they could all look at one obstacle and see it 18 different ways, which is the beautiful thing about free running is it's free. You can do, there's not one thing you're supposed to do good to you.
Red Bull Out of Motion is one of the places to well. You come training months and months and months, and you come here and you can show off what you've been working on secretly, and that might make you just stand out.
Well, this being on the international stage, I mean, this is live television, live webcast around people, country, the world, which is so cool for the whole sport of free running. I mean, it's these guys are becoming you guys by doing this, and so cool to share it with the world.
It is amazing for us because when, like, all of these guys, they've been training for around 8 years. They've been training when almost nobody knew about this sport. We were just some awkward guys jumping around being idiots. And now we can be right here and we can show that this is a real thing. It's so awesome because you see the talent and the skill these guys have and you'll be unrecognized.
Well, one of the cool things is in a lot of, I mean, like we look at Lucy Romberg, I mean, doing the big Transformers movie. I know a lot of the guys doing like James Bond movies and all this stuff. And say, hey, one more time, Art of Motion hashtag, and call out who you think is going to win this. And if you win, you are going to get a bunch of Red Bull Art of Motion goodies. As Jason said, as I said, jump on Twitter, call it out, get some free stuff. It's that easy.
Yeah, and win.
Hey, I don't want to do, but God, I mean, you know, Jesse may be the easy pick, but like you said, I mean, maybe he did everything he can do in that first run, and maybe he's tired, maybe he's exhausted, and maybe he's not recovering well because, you know, there's.
It's really nice though to see these Americans stepping up. I mean, you have Jesse and Corey in first place, and America was it came a few catching on with the sport, and Jesse and Corey are one of like the pioneers in free running in America.
Yeah, and we're going to see them going to last and second last here. Johan LaRue, he's going to be starting things off here in the final, and I have a feeling everything's going to get mixed up right here because we're starting from zero. They don't carry over any points from the first round. They have to, hopefully, I'm assuming that they're going to bring in something different because the judges see an exact same run. And some of them held back some big stuff, and we're going to go up now, up top to Frosty, and get an interview here with our top couple guys. A few last wide shots here of the amazing scenery. Looking down actually helps you understand how far apart some of these alleyways are. Some of these rooftops are. These guys are just bounding across, precisioning down. It's absolutely, there's the archway right there. Just absolutely slaying with their moves.
Yeah,
We
also,
see-
if you want to go online, if you want to check out some of the amazing images the photographers have been capturing over the last few days, go to Facebook, look at Red Bull Out of Motion, type that in, you find the Facebook page, give it a like. There's constant content coming up, not just of the event, of the freerunning world. They're
Well, we
posting
can
some
see,
dope
and we
stuff.
can see my co-host here, Jason, getting crazy in the infinity pool over there. One of the most expensive hotels in the world. I
Yeah,
think.
we had
I mean,
we had the chance to
yeah, that was nice. Nice to make that kind of money and be able to just throw down for a week or two. Jason, I mean, that's really. Uh-oh.
It's really hard, especially for somebody like Johan. He went quite late on in the first run, and now he's first up to compete, so he has to be really quick.
Yeah, he
to
doesn't
set
have a
his
lot of
mind on the
turnaround
run.
time there to relax and get his muscles back and maybe slam a Red Bull, get some wings. Obviously going to need some wings out there. This course is just unbelievable. And look at the people scattered everywhere. They are... The bad thing about a competition like this is everybody watching all of a sudden thinks they're a free runner. I remember last year I seen all these little kids jumping around rooftop to rooftop. I always wonder if that ends up well.
I'd love to see somebody. I hope some of the kids get inspired and grow up being a free runner on this island. That would be crazy.
For sure, if there's a kid on this island, they're going to grow up to be a free runner. Because I can't imagine growing up here and watching you guys just running around and doing this, and it's all you'd want to do. I mean, the possibilities are.
That's really what free running is about as well. Just taking what you enjoyed as a kid, jumping around and staggering and just enjoying climbing and stuff.
All right, here we go. Finals time. Off big.
In that waterfall. Still, he really likes that top platform. He just hangs
Yeah,
out
he
there.
does.
See him wiping his shoes because it is quite dusty and on those walls.
Yeah, and you don't want to run out of traction.
Swinging around that pole, I think we've been warned the previous years that you might get an electric shock when you swing around that pole because there's a power line going through.
Well,
but these guys don't seem to get it.
he was risking it. You see him lining up here.
Oh, his signature move for this comp.
Big front flip over the arch. I mean, that thing is 10 feet tall. Right into a nice dive roll, flowing
It's
along.
really scary because you have to flip right where the arch can hit you in the head.
Oh, stalled out backflip.
Landing.
Wow. And a nice pimp flip. Wow. Yeah, he's really bringing to this finals run that we actually saw in his first run.
Yeah, what he does a lot of tricks, which gives him a lot of difficulty points, and he just managed to keep going. And that's really just prep. He's been training a lot. He's been working on his skills and getting everything second nature.
Well, you can tell it's really paying off for him here.
So, yeah, that trick, I believe, doesn't even have an end yet. He did a backflip, planted his hand on the wall, and then added a
And then
360
spin
twist.
around. Yeah, that was crazy. So we see him finish off.
Coming down here, he looks relaxed.
Yeah, he looks relaxed. He looks like, hey, he just threw down a pretty solid run, though. Wow, that was he really stepped up his game from run number 1 until the finals run.
It's really interesting to see now because you'll see athletes coming either in front or behind him, and then you could almost tell how close it's going to get towards the end.
Back, this is it. Maybe let's take a look at that.
This angle really doesn't show off how big this jump is.
I mean, he went.
Speedy across the
That was
floor
about
after the flip.
a 5 to 6 meter gap with a front flip, dropping almost 4 meters, and then that there.
Beautiful
Such a
stall.
stalled out backflip.
That's so scary. I really suck at doing these. I give him props to that. Yes. Here you see backflip hand plant with a twist, landing in the perfect direction for him to carry on and finish.
Yeah, he really kept that flow going.
The girls are loving him.
Girls are loving
Shame
him.
he's married.
And a little bit of conversation in there between the judges. Now they're getting serious. Finals time. I mean, this is serious time, serious business. We're going to pick our top 3 out of these 8 runs. Johan really threw down there for his run. We're about to find out where we're at.
That's where we're at.
We are. That is where we're at. Is that first place? 412. Wow.
That's compared to the first round, not a solid score, but the judging is reset.
Yeah, that's a great point, Jason. The judging is and 412 is, well, that's first place so far. So
let's see if he does his signature. That's hard. Doing a flip and planting his hand down.
a little late hand plant there.
What you can really tell is how fast he moves down this course. He's like sprinting. It's ridiculous.
Well, he's such a big dude too, so he covers a lot of ground with those long legs. Wow, the spectators, I love
dive rolling
his
down
line.
through the
That
hole.
was really nice.
All the free runners are going crazy.
Nice.
He didn't quite make the bar combo he had in mind. Oh, double front into the pool.
Front into the pool. Very solid run, though. Once again, not holding anything back. Got the bar work in, even though he didn't maybe get accomplished exactly what he wanted. Still got some pretty solid moves on the bar. That pool's only like 3.5 feet deep, so.
Yeah, actually, first competition, Pasha got pretty hurt when he dived into the pool from the wrong side, because it is not really deep.
Our cameraman really liked that girl.
Yeah, she wants it. She wants to be on camera.
She wants to be on camera. I don't blame her. If I looked like that, I'd want to be on camera too.
Yeah, thank God we don't have to be.
Yeah, we can hide out here in our little booth. Let's take a look back.
Dive rolling over.
Nicely executed dive roll.
Yeah, he's so clean with everything. But then every now and then he has some ridiculous bails online, so it's always a little bit scary to watch him go. But he's got this kind of wild style where it looks like he's making it up.
Right, yeah. I like that. They'll dive roll through the tiny. That's a tiny window.
It's a tiny window
for a big dude to be dive rolling through.
And he's going down as well. We've seen Bart do it the other way before, which is a lot easier. He's hitting the ground hard. I don't know if the judges, they probably take some points away from there and not making it.
Oh, it's a 1.5 to dive there in the pool.
Tim's judging creativity. He really has a unique style as well, so I think he's a good person.
Yeah, I agree. Well, you know, if Tim's judging, he wants to see some stuff done on the hands. He wants to see a little bit of handstand going on in there.
Fight waiting for the score.
447. Wow.
That puts him ahead.
Way ahead. Way ahead. But that was a pretty solid run. I mean, you know, and the whole moving over to the bars, I think is so important because it's a whole nother level and a whole nother obstacle that most people have kind of been ignoring.
Yeah, because the bars are so hard towards the end of the run. They're really at the bottom of the course, and you have to be super precise.
Well, and your hands have to be so sweaty. That was huge.
Starts off with a double side.
Double side. That was absolutely massive starting.
I believe this is the first double flip ever to be thrown in Santorini in comp.
Yeah, I don't remember one last year. That was incredible.
And he landed it so clean, and he's still going.
This kid is very serious.
That was off the hook. I ran forward for that for sure.
I mean,
wow, I was not ready for that.
I was not ready. We were still talking, and all of a sudden we see that.
That's exactly what you mean. He came in kind of middle of the pack into the finals.
Hopefully that double side was enough, because I know a lot of his other stuff was a little mellow as he moved pretty quickly through his run, but man, that was huge.
He was so clean. It's so hard to get a double side clean. I mean, you're not landing on a ramp, you're not landing in water, you're landing on concrete.
Yeah. Nice and smooth though, just really flowed through that whole run.
He was really clean and really
I think
safe.
a lot of side flips though, which will probably hurt him in the judging maybe a little bit, because
he'll definitely get the difficulty high.
Yeah.
The rest.
His big Greek dress. Look at all these guys. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, those are our. They do not swear.
We'll know in a second if they know.
Yeah, we'll know in a second. Fans of free running here.
I feel like that might be a little bit low.
Feels a little bit low, but you know, I guess if you look at it overall, he really, the only one big move he did, massive move. That was the side, double side, but
it's exactly. If you look at Johan, the number of tricks he did
might
be a lot harder to do than just doing a one-off big trick in the beginning. Got a second Greek guy.
Yeah, and he absolutely amazed us too and stole the show in the early round. So let's see what he brings here to the finals. I don't think he probably held anything back in the first round though.
That's what happened in my first competition. I was like, I'm not going to make finals anyway. I'm going to show my best first run. They ended up in the finals having nothing left. But he seems like he's going quite well. Seems like the Greek guys, they really love their side flips.
Yeah, they do love their side flips.
Really, he's moving a lot, but he's not doing
not a
any
lot
tricks.
Of tricks. Wow.
Take away.
Oh! To the butt drop. Webster do a front butt drop. Yeah, you pointed out lots of movement, lot of nice flowy movement, but really not a lot of tricks along the way. Really mellow, and when there were tricks, a lot of them were side flips. So I think that'll probably hurt the scoring process.
I think so too, and I understand why these guys are not doing as many tricks, because it is their first time competing. They have no idea how tired they're going to be towards the end of the run. Playing it safe. You see it, side flip, side flip.
Yeah, I think I counted 5 side flips in the run, so it's definitely not going to work for the judges, but that was big.
But that's also a side flip full. It will give him difficulty points,
yes.
But I think Tim will mark him down in creativity.
Yeah.
That, I don't know if anybody's judging fun, but that butt slap didn't look like fun.
No, it did not. I'd give him full marks on the butt slap. If he was going for a butt slap, he really, that was 100%.
Slapped it hard, yeah.
He went 100% there.
Difficulty executed well.
Everybody's stoked to see our last few competitors here. I don't know how everyone isn't burned to a crisp out there. 381, so just ekes out his countryman.
Yeah, slides just ahead of him, but probably not good enough.
No, not going to unfortunately be good enough for a podium, I don't think. But hey, new first worldwide competition, making the finals is pretty exciting.
That is super amazing. Believes in no pain, no gain. Well, hopefully no pain.
Yeah, no pain this time, hopefully.
You hear Pasha going crazy down here, yelling some Russian words.
Well, yeah.
It's so much height on that. A little messy on the dive ball.
a little bit of a stumble there, unfortunately.
Having the stumble in the beginning, can be really annoying because it really knocks you out of your mindset.
Yeah, you start thinking about it, unfortunately. You got Alexandra coming in to watch her fellow countryman, Stas here. He's definitely got a bit of a different line going on this time.
It seems like he's not 100% happy with what he's doing.
It kind of feels like he's a bit out of gas almost, like he kind of might be a little tired or something, which I understand perfectly. A little bit of a dive there to finish off. Unfortunately for Stas, not probably the run that he was looking to have here in the finals.
I really feel like there was some tricks he planned, but that didn't feel right in the moment.
Well, we're 2 hours into this competition. They've been out in the sun all day, training, practicing, dealing with jet, with the difficulty of the depth perception, and I think everything went wrong kind of right there, like you said.
That was one of his second trick, and it put him off. And then I think he wanted to do a diving pin flip of this, decided not to do it.
Now, still throughout.
That can really put you off for the rest of the run, which is really sad because he had an amazing qualifier, he had an amazing first run, and then just a small slip up.
So hard to take a mistake and put it out of your mind in a 60-second run competition.
That's really, I mean, you get no second chance.
Come on in with you.
Looking at the run from down here.
Coming on in. Oh, doubles watermelon eating.
That's cute.
That's really cute right there, guys.
Used by the whole thing.
I totally understand.
She's on camera again.
Hello.
Wow. Drinking that water. Going off the course.
See if we can get a quick comment from What do you think so far?
I think everything goes very crazy. It's like I didn't expect the level from last year was this high, you know. But we will see. I hope Jesse. I hope.
Yeah. Well, there you hear it. He's going for Jesse. I mean, Jesse was really. These guys are really just upping the level. Huge this year over last year. For Pasha standing here with his ankle, but I know he'll be back next year. So.
Yeah, this is definitely, Marcus is out. This is going to be a completely fresh podium.
Completely fresh.
Tallest guy in the competition, so he makes every jump look tiny. Remind everybody how big these distances are. I mean, it takes me at least walk up there to the...
Just to get up the stairs to get to the mini market to get myself a drink is... I'm exhausted by the time I get up there. And whoa, what kind of line do we have going on here?
He just decided he forgot something and wanted to go back up.
Wow, well, he is 90 seconds, and at first I thought he was just kind of taking it easy, but the camera guys are having a hard time keeping up with him here. But unfortunately, I haven't really seen anything big out of him so far. He had a nice precision down into a front flip, but...
This is really hard because this athlete, this course is so diverse. You might have a sick trick in different corners, but you have to make the distance between these sick tricks.
Yeah, flow going, and the creativity is not only on your tricks, but it's also your use of course and how you plan your line and how you link them together. So I think he's exhausted. That might have been the longest run that we've seen so far out there today.
Definitely, and we have a 90-second max of a run. Athletes don't reach the max.
30 to 45 seconds a lot of the time. They're getting down. Just striding those huge strides to start off with.
I see the camera guy. Yeah, the camera people really have a hard time here. They're doing an amazing job with covering
Yeah,
this.
it's tough to follow you guys. That was nice. A precision drop right down to a nice front flip. And then he says, okay.
Nice little shrimp belly jump, whatever.
Are those judges ever working?
Oh, Victor, his judges seem not too impressed.
Yeah, I think that was a lot of big moves in there. And being in the finals here, you just going to have to step it up.
And that's where it really comes in if you've been smart about your run and planning your first and your second run. 'Cause for me, it seemed like a lot of his stuff, he was making up as he went.
Yeah, well, he says big course out there. It's tough. It's tough to memorize that whole course, and a lot of these guys are relatively new to competition as well. They're not like the Ryan Doyles or yourself or a lot of these guys that have been competing for 5 years. You know, this is first, second, third contest for a lot of these guys, so it's difficult. And Corey, he really brought it in the first round. He was exciting to watch. So
he manages to get his mindset right and actually shine in competition. He's amazing. Oh, starting with a Django twist, his signature move.
3 feet tall.
Rooftops, he just cleared like an entire hotel.
Nice. Love the flow that he's got going right now.
Full twist. He kind of stepped back from his grab game this run, which really makes him unique.
Yeah.
So maybe that wasn't his best decision. Not wanting to make his solo shoes wet.
Yeah. Everybody's talking him into getting in the pool. Oh, there goes the hat. Oh! The slap heard around the world.
That's a stupid height to try double off.
Yeah, it was a little bit low, even for him.
Damn.
Yeah, you're right. Good. That's good pointing out that he had 3 or 4 big grab maneuvers in his first run, and I didn't see any of them come out there in the finals.
Yeah, and that really made him stand out as well. It's really his style. So,
well, it's the tough thing about competition is you only get good at competition by doing competition and looking back and realizing, you know, I know free running is so much about just. You can't just do what you feel like doing. You have to do moves that you know can take down the other competitors when you're here.
exactly. It's a completely different setup than training. And most of these guys, they don't come from a big sports background. They maybe never competed in anything or maybe never even been in front of a crowd. So I can understand how they get super nervous.
Well, it's very difficult. You see in any sport. I mean, even from football to basketball, guys that have been doing it for 10 years. I mean, you know, guys have run to the wrong end zone in football. Guys have scored on the wrong basket in basketball. I mean, it's tough to mindset. And he's only even been doing free running for 3 years.
Yeah,
never 2.5 years. So
yeah.
never mind competing at the level that a lot of these guys have been for so long. And slam.
Straight to the crotch. I'll restart. All the guys down here are really enjoying watching the event.
Yeah, everyone's having a blast. Everyone's starting to kind of hang out down here. We have a little bit of shade, thank goodness. Feel famous down here. That's the Russian contingent. I feel like just standing by you guys, I can go jump off a wall or something, you know?
We'll probably make you try.
449.
That's
wow.
a good score.
That's a great score, considering that both of us were feeling that maybe he didn't bring everything that he brought to the first round.
I guess sometimes you miss the grabs and you kind of don't pay attention to what he actually did, because his first trick, that's a hand-planned side full twist, which is amazing.
Well, this is the man right here. The only guy to score in the 500s. He brought a crazy amount of style and huge tricks to that first run.
Hand plan to cork. 360 to front.
Nice small bit. Oh, a little bit of a grab there through.
Yeah, that was a sex change Webster, but I feel like his first run, that was definitely harder. So
that was harder?
Well, this was easier than what he did in his first run.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Coming down super hard, still showing off his style, but repeating what he did in his first run just a little bit.
Whoa! Nice bar work there.
He has a nice variety. He really used everything on the
He
course.
used a lot of the course. Now, his big trick from the first run wasn't in there, that lunar eclipse over the archway, but I mean, pretty solid, and finishing off with a bang off the bar. I mean, what was that? I guess we're gonna have to watch and see what it was, but
Yeah, I think Jesse is really smart about the choreography of his run, because having strong, solid lines throughout your full run, and not just in the beginning or at the end, really makes a strong impression on the judges.
judges love to see something big at the end.
Exactly, because that just shows you still got energy, you can still keep going, and that just proves how strong of an athlete you are. Little
That was the
miss-up.
only mistake there that I really saw during the run.
He had a little slip on his first trick as well, but only tiny mistakes, nothing he didn't save nicely. And he always kept flowing out of it. And he's a tall guy as well. It's really hard to make this stuff look good when you're tall.
Nice precision over to the bars. Okay, so
Whoa.
what does he do here?
It's a backflip with a full twist out of a sitting position, which is terribly difficult.
Wow. That was cool there.
I'm excited. Who's got what score? I don't
Yeah,
even
me too.
know
I guess we're
who's-
really going to see it all here in a second. I mean, Jesse just, that was a very solid run. It wasn't, but I don't think he really did a better run their second run than I noticed.
I feel the level of the people here was so high. Everybody was scared of not making the finals and put a lot of strong tricks into their first run that they then didn't want to repeat in the second one.
Well, we're lining up everybody here. You and I are going to be hearing the winners just as everybody else is, because we weren't paying attention to the final scores. We haven't seen a graphic yet, so pretty excited to see who's taking this home. We haven't even seen Jesse's score yet. Can he persevere from the first run?
He looks happy with his performance.
He looks pretty happy, yeah. 443. And I think that's enough for second place, I think.
It might have been a higher score. I'm really not sure.
You can see the scenery in Santorini is amazing.
Everybody's just chilling and enjoying it, yeah.
Everybody's loving it. What a great competition here.
This
Everyone
was
looks excited. Everyone's having fun. Jumping in the pool down here at the finish
amazing
area.
as well. Everybody was safe. Like there was all
DeMeyer's taking home the number one
holy
spot.
shit, yes. Congratulations and LaFleur.
Absolutely. A really solid. So, I mean, he's staying solid there.
But he's 30 points behind as
But
well.
he's 30 points behind. But a bunch of, there's 5 new faces, 6 new faces in the top 8 here. Pretty amazing the progression that we're seeing happen with this sport.
Definitely, the level throughout the whole athletes is just growing and growing. And I'm so excited to see some fresh people on the podium that just step their game up.
Well, that just means that you guys are doing what you're supposed to do and getting your message out there. Everyone's seeing what's going on, and they're wanting to not only imitate, but step up the level of what you guys have been putting out there, which may be bad for you, but we all win because the level just gets so gnarly.
Let's see, Sheva taking home Best Female.
Best female there. That's pretty awesome. She was just hanging out in the booth with us here.
Yeah, she
Super stoked as we see everyone kind of running around the mayhem.
trophies coming in.
Best female. Oh, wait.
Oh, what?
What? I'm sorry, I got a little confused there.
Whoa, but that's Jesse with this trophy.
So Jesse gets third from being
Close.
number 1. Great run. down this course here.
Well, he got double trophy, best trick.
Best trick. We knew that was going to happen. Even I could call that was going to happen. That move, absolutely unbelievable across that huge gap in the archway.
Yeah, normally the judges kind of give the best trick to somebody who's not podiumed, but there was no doubt.
There was no doubt. There was no doubt. He absolutely crushed that one.
Third place for Bite. Oh, second place, sorry.
Second place for Bite there. You know, made that such a big dude dive rolling through that tiny window uphill. Very impressive. The high dive roll.
First place, Corey Myers from the USA, Team Tempest.
So impressive. Look at that. Even on top of the step, he's not even as tall as Bite.
Yes. Amazing. America are really stepping their game
really
up.
Stepping the game up. Yeah, it's one Russian, 2 Americans on top of the podium here.
This is the first time for Bite competing on international level as well.
Well, he brought it. So many people brought it today. I mean, really amazing to see, as we were just standing here talking with Pasha about the level, the increase in the level in only 12 months from last year to this year is unbelievable.
It's crazy. I mean, I'm excited to come back next year, but I'm really scared as well because I have to step my game up.
Yeah,
too.
you're going to have to step it up, and I'm going to be talking about you as you're out there. And now I know all the inside secrets, so these guys are pumped. Everyone is so excited.
We're going to have a crazy party tonight, Andy.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a nice after party. We're done nice and early. The sun is still out. I think we got some pictures, some nice final images here, and then hopefully we'll get to take a look back at the best run here.
Yes, taking some photos, getting the Instagram props. If you want to see more of these athletes, go online. They all got their Facebook profiles, their Instagrams. Red Bull Out of Motion Facebook is putting out some good stuff. Follow that for all the freerunning stuff going on.
Wow, everyone's getting naked right in front of us here. Everyone.
Pool party's
Let's
on.
hit the pool. Oh. Careful, someone's going to get capoeira in the face or something, I think. Well, I think we're going to get one more run and look back here at the final run. So we're seeing a bunch of pretty happy guys, I mean, and girls. Everyone survived. Everyone's okay. A couple small injuries yesterday, and let's take a look back here at Corey's winning run.
He really flowed. Like, he lands that trick and cartwheels straight into a V-twist. That takes such a toll on your legs.
Well, it's just such a gap. I mean, that thing is like 4 meters high almost.
Jumping straight over that wall to a little chimney and flipping off. He got a massive hole in his pants, I think. He really did great, and I think the judges rewarded him for all the right stuff. He didn't stop for a second.
I agree. He looked really, really good. Now, if Jesse LaFleur would have had the run he had in the first run in the finals, I think it would have been a little bit, you know, it would have been a tough one. But Corey really threw down here. Just still, even at the bottom, just looking good. Still having that pop in his legs. Claiming it right there, like we talked about earlier. He knew he had a very solid run. He was like, hey, I don't want to get my shoes wet for the after party tonight. Those are dancing shoes.
Those dancing shoes, yeah. It doesn't just take being the most skilled guy doing the best trick. You really have to be smart about how you plan your run and looking at all the other athletes doing the training as well.
Competition is a whole another world from filming video parts, because you can edit video parts. You can always take it apart. All right, well, there you have it. The 2013 Red Bull Art of Motion has turned into a pool party. We're seeing better moves into the pool than we saw all competition. But for Andy Bell and Jason Paul, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We're going to see Jason Paul back on the starting grid next year, and hopefully I'll be right here in the seat to lead you guys through again. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Have a great day.